stakes and high tempo, and that Lolita, I don't think it can really match the pressure and the pace of the game.
It's gonna be hard to bet for
Madame?
Lolita, but
I like that better actually. So they want to be a bit more reactive here. They're playing, I guess, like taking a page of RRQ's book, especially with the chip. This is gonna be a fully like all-in team fight kind of fight from Cascade and crew. So you want to just respond with these two heroes. I was thinking something like a Badang because they want to just respond with the stunts. But I think this works better, especially Poloski is most likely going to go to Palea.
that's what I want to say before. Kari might be the answer, because when you're facing against like Suyo and Terizla, the speedy light whale from Kari is very good. Because they have the passive when it can be blown and can give the opponents true damage. So Terizla cannot be too sustainable on the front line, especially during the late game.
Makes sense. But now, it'll all come down to this game in which they will able to get a point off of each other's back. And now it's up to Gun and Mirko to walk us through. So casters, take it away.
Thank you so much, panel. We're gonna dive straight into the Land of Dawn, ladies and gentlemen, for our third game of this series. Remember, this usually is a battle for match point, but we have a whole best of 7 to deal with here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn for game number 3.
5 seconds.
Let's see which team. Will it be Geekfam or will it be RRQ that takes the advantage?
Juicin and Terizla are pretty good.
Yeah.
I think those picks really seal the deal for me in terms of how I am comfortable with Geekfam's draft. I like RRQ's draft even more though. Masha, Chip, we're starting to finally see a bit more of the Kezkiel we know. Took a bit of warming up from them. Could have been a Geekfam 2-0 had a boy not done those 2 back-to-back plays, but here we are, a boy on a signature pick on the Juicin finally. He's able to pick it up. It's not Rins who snatches it away from him.
Yeah, it's like throwing a 10,000 gold lead in a lower bracket finals. Must have hit hard for a boy. But let's see here the reset from them.
Oh man, Poloski doing a lot of damage already over to Edok. Wants to go for the chase here. Emblems, nothing too crazy, honestly. Everything seems quite normal. Sutajin has gone for the tank emblem. Edok now the crash course. Poloski forced to flicker out. Doesn't want to give a first blood over to RRQ. Oh! Good save, Mackenzie. Synchro vision to secure the gold crab.
Great awareness there. Sure, and Beloyski, yeah, burnt his flicker, but at least RRQ do not have an advantage, a real advantage going on to the first turtle. But it's going to be Makids though, almost level 5. Susujin is slightly behind EXP-wise.
That's the advantage of having the Suyo when you're up against the Brethren. You clear so much faster, and Sutajin has gone for the Impure Rage instead of the Concussive Blast, which means that his clear speed will be affected negatively. It's going to be a disadvantage even more so than it is, or... Oh, wait. He's not going to go for the turtle. He's actually going to read the fact that Suyo might be on the orange buff. A take from Maykid to the red tree, and he finds it. Immobilization though. Maykid's gun down, Soul Sever. Can he run? Edok comes in, first blood to RRQ.
Great read from the Kings of Kings. They identify that, hey, Makids is not on the map. So perhaps there's a chance that they are, or he is, on the orange. Still though, Makids claimed the orange. Let's see. Gold, it has gone either way, so it's still a 50-50. Turtle, still practically untouched.
And this is actually a tough lane, quite underrated, the carry versus the Harith. It's a skill matchup in the end, but I've heard even from Kelra that carry is a good pick into the Harith. You're able to dodge away from the synchro fissions, and if you get as many hits as we would like here for Toy to get, then yeah, he actually wins out of the all-ins. Makids gets the turtle despite the late start to it. Good purify out from Rins. Nothing too crazy happening in the early game. RRQ just stabilizing, waiting for their carries. Literally a carry and a Kimmy. Technically even the Masha to get to the item power spikes. And for Geekfam, it definitely is more of a... Yeah, that's just going to be a crash course. Definitely no further initiations.
And both teams just touching and going, perhaps triggering spells here and there. 4 minutes in, just to kill. Very, very different if you compare it to our second game where it was quite action-packed. 2K gold lead, remember, 3 minutes for side of Geekfam, and this time around it's just 500 gold between them. So we get to see a different approach here, not just by one team, but both.
This is very Geekfam-like. Like the slow playstyle, macro builds. RRQ, usually they're the ones that control the first few neutral objectives. So might be a point of comfort that we might have to bring up very, very soon. Azure Blade done for the Harith, so you can expect him to maybe join in some more team fights. If they get it going, Kenzie, no Purify, lockdown, good flicker out from the taunt of Sutsujin.
That was the first threat in this game towards Kenzie.
Yep.
Calmly done. Flicker out. Ooh, cheeky position here. 30 seconds on towards the next neutral objective, and I don't think that Geekfam is aware of the whereabouts of this ship unless MLBB shares an opinion.
Voloisky has said, I think in the past season, that Edok reminds him of a younger version of himself, right? So, yeah, he might be able to try to read Edok here. Sutsujin in the bush, a boy spots him, a taunt over. Now second skill should be, no. Just poke.
Hey kids.
Should be good, good check. Finds Edok. Really good macro awareness from Maykids here. And Edok is kind of in a tough spot already. Orange buff being taken slowly but surely. Sutsujin trying to go on the turtle, but boy, Voloisky and Gobs are in position.
Great read again. It seems like Geekfam, they're aware that, hey, it's been a hot minute that we haven't seen a Beloy or Edok on the map, and it seems like a great sniff. Geekfam second turtle, very free, like the first one.
And I think this is another underrated aspect of the Suyo's game. Hold up, Sutsujin going into the bottom lane. They know that Edok was last seen top side. They want to get a turret, but Tyron and Sutsujin. Oh, Crash Course shortcut finally! A big play into the top lane, Kenzie! Good night to the Harith. You're not running. Oh, Rinse. Careful there. Tsunami's time over to the Masha. Thunderclap's ready. Should just be a turret traded here. Good flicker out from Dyron.
Not enough damage just yet here. Apparently, comes out of Geekfam, right? It's evident Kenzie should be able to read that one out, but that's gonna be the inner turret. Quite low, oh boy.
Slow, again. For RRQ, they want to utilize this macro control. To go back to the point that I was making, Suyo is an underrated part of Suyo's game is the fact that you technically have two flickers.
Yeah.
That's why it's a very good pick when you're up against the chip. Whenever the chip wants to crash course on you, you can just blink, you can dash, and it's very hard to catch a Suyo. As long as you time it properly, obviously, you can't just be using the skill 1 in enemy jungle. Tsunami's time over. Sutsujin gets a 3-man taunt. No Purify in the back, but Gobs is able to find the penalty zone.
That's gonna be Geekfam though, finding a collapse.
Okay, with Maykids, one last snipe or one last slash of the sword. That would die from Voloisky. Gobs with the hammer. It's a win, a big one for the Kingslayers. Dyron will get a bit of compensation with a turret in the mid lane.
It looked good for RRQ for a second with Sutsujin taunting 3 members, but the recovery, man. Kenzie, great contribution there, played a huge part. And now Geekfam, suddenly they're up 3,500 gold lead while the turtle is up. RRQ, 0 chance to at least contest.
Give me the item builds, Connie. Why would RRQ take that fight? I don't think they've hit, no. So far away from it, Toy, second item has just been built up. That's quite far away from the 3-item power spikes that you would want to wait for before you go for a fight like that. Dyron as well, I think he's just, probably has the Heptaseas and that's it, right? Rins, especially mid lane, you know, he hasn't been getting a lot of resources. Now a trade, tier 2 for tier 2. Geekfam sticking together, and again, Maykids walking in. Usually as a jungler, you'd be careful, but Lois is going to be engaged on the crash course and the shortcut. Kenzie's able to quick around the safety, Tsunami Slam knocking them down. Kenzie still kiting Gobs in the midst of it all.
That's going to be Fredrin though, taking down Edok, isolated. 2 for 1 again, Kenzie claiming the gold. Oh my goodness, RRQ, they got to hit the reset button.
Uh-oh, thunderclap! A few big smacks from the Masha. And it is a killing spree for Dyron. Geekfam, Kenzie's gotta be a bit more aware. You're very vulnerable, even with the Zaman Force against the Masha. You deal damage to her, you give her a free reset.
That was definitely on the awareness there, Kenzie. A little bit autopilot after that double. And yeah, great compensation at least, right? Iron got that kill. Again, just decreasing the momentum from Geekfam. And still though, 40 seconds on the next neutral objective. Seems like RRQ, they got to be wiser here when choosing fights. Okay, so it's a glass cannon build for Iron.
So yeah, they decided to take that fight with Toy not even having second item and BOD not done yet by Dyron. The fight up top. Now that they have these items, Maloyski looking for Tsunami Slam, walks up forward, gets a Tsunami Slam, now for the follow-up too. Will it be enough? Zaman Force over. Yeah, Dyron, assassinated with the Katon of Kids.
That's going to be the glass cannon build for you. Sure, almost finds an angle there for an escape, but Geekfam was able to, was quick to respond, and Dyron with BOD with Heptases.
Whoa.
Very low on that AHP. Very easy to shred down. Bottom side though, will still be two members in the bottom side, so Geekfam, I'm sure they're aware of this, right? With Kimmy showing, can they blitz this?
I think the better answer is they have to. Beat up in the back with the crash course, and the shortcut thunderclap with the crash course, fighting in the back line as Rinz is able to count away. Gops goes into the penalty zone on the Toy, but he shreds him down, Dyron.
Great purify by Toy Dyron! Very low, taken down again. But will that play be enough for RRQ to perhaps find a counterplay?
2 for 1, Sutsujin, Luminatana, boy with the Crimson Beacon, off angle. Lantern Flare on him, Sutsujin trying to hold on. 4 levels down though, Kids has an advantage. Jumps in with the taunt, now Rinz with immobilization. Beloisi coming in as well, but a boy flickers out. The safety crash course on the shortcut one more time.
Geekfam, they are struggling to find an angle in RRQ. They are showing who's boss in the river. They have found 2 extra kills, and that's gonna be the Lord for the Kings of Kings.
Oh man, again and again, Geekfam in these clutch moments crumble to the coordination of the Kings. RRQ, they're really building towards, again, the regular season testudo that we know them for. Coordination, playing the front to back, playing for your, technically, archers behind. Rinz and Toy, as long as you keep those two alive, you will have a good time. Technically, they even have a crazy damage dealer in Dyron. Kenzie might need to go for a defensive item here. Like, usually would go Divine Glaive, but you might need a Winter Crown. I'm not even joking, you don't have Purify, so the moment Crash Course lands and Sutsujin goes in for the taunt, you might have to just win a crown. If not, you're gonna go bye-bye. Oh, shreds and Ami Slam in desperation! Toy gets the shred, and RRQ will continue the siege. No Beloyski.
The DPS doing work. Trinity also inside of Toy's hands. Now it's going to be Geekfam defending with 4.
That's a 4v5. Could be a 4v6 if you count the portal as a hero. They are able to defend. All the base turrets. Tier 2 though, unfortunately, will be falling in the bottom lane. And now becomes RRQ's game. With the chip, you have so much more ways to utilize the tempo on the map, and they have all of that, all the tempo. What Geekfam had in game 2, RRQ have it, but the difference is they have a chip. They have something that can capitalize on it by like 4, 5 times.
Definitely the X factor here for that chip. Mirak, oh my goodness, different. It's audience prediction though this time around will be the Kings of Kings, and yeah, Mirak, only thing that he needs to do is finding the right angle for that shortcut, right? If that shortcut isn't optimal, perhaps Geekfam has a counterplay. Let's see though, Geekfam definitely will be the passive team in the coming minutes. The more reactive, where first 5 minutes seems like 6. It was them on the driver's seat.
This is gonna get real tough for Geekfam, knowing that again, technically with this composition, either you get Winter Crowns, you're able to delay for some of the big ultimate resources to be depleted by RRQ, and then you come back in the fight, or you initiate first. You go in before RRQ expect it, and then you are maybe able to break that formation, that testudo that RRQ wants to play with.
That's even a gamble, though, right?
Yeah.
If they do that, still are a big risk. Okay, oh, nasty build there. Sea Halberd for that Dyren. Yeah, the shielding for Harith neutralized.
Good take. Not completely, though. It is a bit of a problem now. There's also a glowing one there. 2,000 gold lead in the mid lane. Oh, whoa! Edok takes in the checkpoint. Shortcut gets placed down, but Edok will fall. Oh, Edok gets away! Kenzie pays the price!
Edok takes it in the chin, and he survives. 3K gold lead RRQ now. They have Prio on the Lord. A Geekfam, great initiation, but a better recovery.
Instant follow-up from RRQ is what saved them. For Geekfam, it was not instant. Yes, the Tsunami Slam was. Kenzie was there, but the rest of the team were scattered around, just trying to deal with minions. So yeah, RRQ, the instant recovery. Let's take a look at the replay again. He takes the checkpoint. That was kind of a gamble, knowing that there's no one on the map here. This is why I don't like the utility mid laners, man. You don't deal any damage, especially in a later stage when you're up against this kind of composition. The truth is, you pick someone up, you die.
I think that is where, sure, Harith has burst. But apart from that, that's the only burst component you have on side of Geekfam, and that is lacking. That is evident that they're lacking in that department. Lord Marching, that's a 3-lane push from RRQ.
Oh, look at the poke over to Gobs. Sunset gets a massive taunt in the back. Byron in the back, and the bottom lane as well, but Gobs taken down before he can utilize anything in his kid. Beloyski disintegrated by Toy.
Jakarta International started to feel the heat. They want more.
Thunderclap by Tyrant again. Makin's fallen. Just a boy left to defend. What can a boy do? Up against 5 members with a Lord. RRQ lead the series in a